me and my girl decided to go to the concert. You know, we get up. The concert's at 2:30. We get up, leave our house around 11. Get to the train station around, you know, like 11:30, because I moved a little ways away from where I used to stay. You know, get on the train. We got off at George Washington University, which is a stop called Foggy Bottom, and we tried to walk to the Lincoln Memorial, which is where the concert was. But you know, it was already full, so we went and stood on the mall. We were pretty close to the reflecting pool, right across from the Lincoln Memorial, so it wasn't a bad view. It was a good concert. Stevie Wonder did his thing. That's who I wanted to see the most. Getting back from there was crazy. All the metro platforms, which is like just crowded, packed, jam-packed. It was impossible to even get underground, so I got on the elevator, which is supposed to be just for a group of people and, you know, people with children, but the line for the elevator was short, and I was like, can I share the elevator? They said, sure enough. Got on it, you know, got home. So Monday I decided I was gonna go to the inauguration by myself because nobody wanted to get up early with me Tuesday. So Tuesday I planned to leave around 7 because my mom lives right by a train station within walking distance, so I was just gonna walk over there. I look at the news, 4:30 in the morning, when I was having to be awake, and like my street and the highway that comes up onto my street is backed up like 5 miles trying to get to that train station. So I'm like, fuck it. I drive to the next train station, the next closest train station, which is called Landover. It's only about an hour. It's only about 5 minutes away, and it saved me a couple hours going there. So I went there. Here's the pass they gave you for parking, and you know, I parked there around 7:30, got downtown, and got off at Federal Triangle about 8. On the train I met, you know, people from everywhere, like Chicago, Cali. It was cool. You know, I got off, and then when I got off the train at Federal Triangle, I immediately saw, you know, the hate mongers with the signs, homo sex is a sin, and God hates fags, and repent Obama, and all, you know, all that kind of nonsense, you know. And you know, some of them had megaphones, and so I screamed. I was like, stop hating, stop being a hater, and all that. And some of them, I talked to some of them, they were pretty much idiots. They were there to spread hate. I mean, that's why they were there. And I don't, you know, just the fact that there's still people like that bugs me a little bit. And you know, but anyway, so I went from there. I wanted to go to the inauguration, not the parade route. And so I started walking up Constitution Avenue to where they closed it at 14th Street, and that's where they had one of the entrances to the mall. But the security checkpoint was closed, so it took forever, and there was so many tourists that didn't know where they were going. It made getting around even harder than just the fact that there was 2 to 3 million people there. And so eventually I was able to, you know, just get one of the military people to, you know, just let me cross the street, because there's lots of people crossing the street, but they weren't letting anybody from my side cross the street, which was pissing me off. Eventually they let us cross, me and a couple other people. I walked up towards the mall, saw the Capitol, just kept on walking as far as I could. I was able to get within about 200 yards of the Capitol building, so I had a pretty good view of everything. I took lots of pictures if anybody's interested. You know, I'll shoot some your way. But so I stood in the same spot for 3 hours, and I made friends. There was cool people there. There was a group of college kids from Long Island with their professor. They were really cool. They gave me like a bag of crackers, and because I didn't get to eat all day because I had to leave so early. They were really nice. Met more people from Chicago, people from Hawaii, people from Georgia, North Carolina. It was a spectacle. And when the inauguration was happening, so many people were overcome by emotion, crying, hugging, that kind of thing. And I'm not exactly sure how I feel about this, but I don't get those kind of feelings normally. And I think it's because I temper a lot of my optimism by being a realist. So unless there's an empirical reason to think that something is going to dramatically change, or dramatically improve, I tend not to act that way. But it looked like a really good feeling. I wish I could have it. I'm mixed. I should be able to relate to Barack that way. I'm a black kid from DC. This had a lot of impact on me, but I don't get that goosebumpy feeling for whatever reason. I'll probably make a whole video about that one day. So the inauguration went on. They introduced all the dignitaries. Bush got booed, and he got the na 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 na, hey hey hey, goodbye. He got that chant. He got booed. He got the middle finger from everybody. There's a lot of people with signs that said give the finger salute to Bush.org. So I took some pictures with that. That shit was cool. So then the man Obama came out. Everybody was happy. Everybody was cheering. He gave a speech, and it was over. And leaving was the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life. They had 2 million people on the mall. It's just the area between the Capitol and the monument. And I'm one of the closest people to the Capitol. And there's supposed to be 4 exits. They only put 1 exit by the monument. So I walked to the wrong exit first because they didn't tell people it was closed. Then I had to go all the way back to the monument, and every single person that was on that mall had to fit through a space about 4 feet wide, which made it take forever. So eventually me and a couple other people in the crowd started, screaming at them like, you could let more than 1 person across the street at a time, or we're going to be here until next month. So eventually they created little pathways across the Independence Avenue to the monument, and we were able to cross, but the parade was coming down the street this way, and we were going up the street this way. And the parade was like 7,000 participants, so we had to walk all the way past them. So I ended up having to go to a metro station about 4 miles away from where I got off. And but it was definitely worth going. It was a sense experience that maybe not once in a lifetime, but it's a rare sensory experience. And to see all those people there basically unified, that was awesome. Nobody was squabbling or arguing or anything like that, except for those ignorant fucks that hold up signs. And before I end it, I just want to segue into one more point, which is that the only divisiveness there was religion. There was no other divisiveness there. Nobody looked at me like I was a black dude about to rob them. And, no shit like that. And that is a rare occurrence. I don't know, who has ever had to deal with stuff like that. But everybody was just open, and everybody I talked to was awesome. Everybody I heard talking to other people were awesome. And then you have the divisiveness of Rick Warren and then those religious bigots holding signs, and that's it. And now that people are at least trying to make the claim that we've put the race issue to rest, it's time to move on to the issue of religion, which has even bigger causal impact and an even more negative and divisive causal impact. So if anybody has any questions or like I said, wants to see some pictures, I got